Hello, and welcome to the Nebraska Department of Education School Violence video series. Today's topic is when to report signs of escalating behavior. There are 10 videos in the School Violence video series. We encourage you to watch these videos in order as school teams. However, they may be watched by individuals as standalone. My name is Heather Robbins, and I'll be your host throughout this series. Our purpose today is to discuss why it is important to report behavior, and then to describe when it is imperative to report signs of escalating behavior. In terms of why it is important to report behavior, youth need to feel safe in order to learn. Teachers need to feel safe in order to teach. According to Friedman and colleagues, children's physical and emotional safety was the number one driver of school satisfaction for parents. Our youth need to feel safe, our teachers need to feel safe, and our parents need to feel confident that they are sending their children to a safe school environment. And when we report, we can support. We can provide support and intervention. We encourage schools to report low-level percolating behaviors so that they can problem solve and analyze as their school year progresses so they don't escalate. But it's important and imperative to report when we witness or observe as signs of escalating behavior. It's important to report when a student threatens to do harm. It's important to report when a student broadcasts an intention to harm. According to the U.S. Secret Service National Threat Assessment Center, 83% of school attackers threatened others, including the target, and or communicated their intent to conduct an attack. Leakage occurs when a student intentionally or unintentionally reveals clues to feelings, thoughts, fantasies, attitudes, or intentions that may signal an impending violent act. These clues can take the form of subtle threats, boasts, innuendos, predictions, or ultimatums. Leakage is a common occurrence among school attackers. Leakage is a critical moment for mental health intervention to prevent gun violence. It's very important that leakage is treated as a time for support, not punishment. Punishment may only exacerbate the issue. It's imperative to report if we've noticed a plan. 51% of school attackers had engaged in observable planning behaviors prior to the attack, according to the Department of Homeland Security. It's also important to report when there is a strong preoccupation with violence and or access to and bringing weapons to school. It is imperative to report these concerning behaviors. All school attackers exhibited concerning behaviors, and concerning behaviors were noticed by peers, by staff members, by community members, by parents. Peers, staff members, community members, and parents need to know when it is imperative to report, and they need to have a system through which they can report. When we have a reporting system, it is important to ensure confidentiality of the reporter. We want to make sure that students, staff, parents, community members feel safe to report and do not fear retaliation. You may have a specific reporting system set up on your campus that you have communicated to students, staff, parents, and community members. Within the state of Nebraska, there is also a statewide reporting system available to all. It is called Safe to Help Nebraska. Students, parents, staff members, community members can report concerning behaviors, including suicidal ideation, to this number, 1-833-980-7233. They may also use the website at the URL on the screen, or they may report at Safe to Help Nebraska on the Safe to Help Nebraska app. The Safe to Help Nebraska project is set up with a 24-hour response system that is live. And that 24-hour response system has a specific protocol that is followed to address whatever is reported, whether it be a concerning behavior of a violent attack or a concerning behavior of suicidal ideation or another concerning behavior. There is a specific procedure set up. We encourage you to visit the Safe to Help Nebraska website to look at the process of Safe to Help and to understand how it works. It is a confidential reporting system free to all in the state. The Safe to Help Nebraska hotline has received on average 60 reports a month since its inception. And the Safe to Help Nebraska folks who operate the system are positive that they have prevented both acts of violence and acts of suicide. You may also have that reporting system on your campus, and you may have a threat assessment process as part of your safety plan. We encourage you to visit the NDE school safety site and to attend threat assessment training if you have not already done so. There is basic threat assessment training, advanced threat assessment training, and advanced threat assessment that includes intervention and threat management, and all of these training are offered for free. Once you have a threat assessment team in place, they do things like look at patterns of contact, expressions of violent intent, the mention or presence of weapons, other observable behaviors, motivation as implied by behavior and communication. They look who is the person or object of focus, what contextual factors are in play, and why now. They look at references to prior violence, a key communication content, and or threatening language. And once they've done this, they determine, is this a low risk, a medium risk, or a high risk? And they put in place specific strategies to address each. So here are some questions for your team to consider. Do your staff members, students, parents, community members know when it is important to report? Do you have a confidential reporting system in place? If not, have you shared the Safe to Help Nebraska information with students, staff, parents, and community members? We encourage you to pause and reflect on these and to consider your next steps in terms of helping folks know when it is important to report signs of escalating behavior and how they can report confidentially. As always, we encourage you to visit the Nebraska School Safety website that has all the information you might need to help prevent, prepare, respond, and recover from school violence. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you at our next video.